Hello everyone, my name is Lucas and welcome back to yet another video on my channel. Today we're going to be looking at one of the most impressive cities I've ever seen yet on Minecraft, and it is a city by the name of North River. The city is a solo project led by the effort of a professional builder by the name of Akuro, and you can of course find the link to his YouTube channel down in the description below. You can also find the IP to his Minecraft server, which has a multiplayer version of the city with a pretty good creative plot world, and you can of course find my other social media links down there too. If you guys do happen to enjoy the video, be sure to give it a subscription because we're on our way to 20 subscribers. Also give it a like if you liked it, and of course share it if you really liked it, and let's get on with the video. Okay, so starting off at the spawn area, we can see that we are in some sort of creative world. This is the creative world that I of course mentioned earlier. This is where you can basically go and get yourself a plot, and you can basically build whatever you want on said plot. It's like a normal plot server, you know how that thing works. So like for example over here, somebody built like a medieval town. Over there that looks like some sort of like chapel, and then there's like a hospital building over there. But that's aside the point. Let's go ahead and move into the actual city part. So let's just go ahead and warp up there. Okay, so as you can see on the signs, it says North River is the name of the city and the river that crosses the city. And the city is of course located in Canada, particularly in the province of Quebec. And let's go ahead and walk out. So it appears we're in some sort of parking lot for the local mall of this area of the map. So let's just go ahead and quickly check out this building before we move on to the others, since it's a pretty interesting building. I've been in here a couple of times. So if we go through this little corridor, moving from the parking garage, we get into some sort of like main hallway area. As you can see on the left and right, this is sort of where like the main vendors are. So for example, this is like some sort of clothing store. So you can walk in, it's a regular department, sort of American, North American style of store. Basically what you can go in is you can go in and get the clothes that will usually be hanging on these racks, and of course go over here to check out. And it appears this one is also two-storied, so you have even more stuff up here that you can reach by accessing the escalators. And of course you have this little dome thing right above the escalator, so you have a little bit of natural light coming in, as long as the main shop entrance that you have right outside of the mall, which some malls in real life actually do. So over here, here's another clothing store. That's the hallway that we just came in through. And over here, this is another main entrance, I believe. Yep, okay, it's the main entrance. So up here, moving upstairs, we pretty much have the exact same thing as downstairs, just mainly just vendors and stuff like that. Let's move over here. And this looks like this is one of the more main areas of the mall. So as you can see here, we have vendors on each side of this area. And in the middle, we have this sort of like open aired area. So you have natural light coming in from this large dome feature. Like I said, many malls in North America have this feature, so I like this attention to detail. But down here, we can see this. We have this little seating areas. So you can go ahead and get your food from any of the other vendors around this mall, bring it here, sit down, have like, you know, a business meeting if you're here for some weird reason. But yeah, that's basically what you can do in there. Of course, you know that. Here's another one of those dome things, and everywhere else is just vendors. It's just your standard mall, I think, even though I really do love the detail that Akuro put into this map. So let's go ahead and move back through the exits of this mall, and let's go ahead and move alongside this highway here. So over here, it looks like we have some more mid-rise, low-rise buildings over here. This looks like a meeting slash conference building over here. So this is like more commercial area. Over here, I believe these are apartment buildings, so the residents of this part of the map can go in, and of course this is where they will reside. This may even be like some sort of small public housing, as you can see through the repetitive design that these apartment blocks display. As you can see, some of them are different in height, some have more floors than other, which I really like. It brings some variation into the area when you have a bunch of, let's just say, public housing makes things look a little bit more interesting. Over here and over there, we have some big box department stores. This one even comes with a McDonald's. Of course, this is a Walmart. Sometimes you have Walmarts with McDonald's. And of course, that is the pharmacy over there, as you can see on the wall. And over here, this is like another home goods store, Proviso. And this is where, of course, you can go shopping. These are two department stores that you can go in this part of the map. And just over yonder, you have a Best Buy. Just a regular Best Buy, nothing too extraordinary about that. But let's go ahead and move over here, because this is one of the most important features of this map, and this is the main river for which the city is named after. Of course, you've heard before, the city is named North River, and it is named after this river right here. I remember earlier, like 2-3 years ago, it was originally called Newark City, but Akuro, of course, changed that name in order to prevent confusion with the other American city in New Jersey, also called Newark. So I do like the name change. It brings a little bit of the river as a more important aspect into the city. But as you can see over here, we have this large bridge that is spanning the river. We'll talk about that in a second. Along the shores over here, it looks like we just have a regular parking lot. I think this may be for maybe boating access, so you can maybe launch your boats around here, or maybe it's just for the public walkway that goes over this sort of exit ramp, and so you can always go and walk over the bridge and get to the main downtown area of the city. Over here, it looks like this may be some low-income housing, because of course, you know, the houses are smaller. That one even looks torn down. So this is where maybe the low-income citizens of the city will reside. But enough said over here. Let's go ahead and cross the river, and let's get to the downtown area of this map. Flying right over the bridge right here, it looks like we also have a yacht over here. This may have something to do with the big parking lot over by the edge of the river. This may be for boating access, like I said earlier. But of course, you will of course find yachts and other types of boats crossing rivers in downtown areas frequently. That is one thing that I'm still working on getting in my own city, Bessemer City. It's because we currently lack boats, even though we do have some boat models already made for us by some other teammates in the past. But we do need to get on our game and work on some more boats. I think in my city, they will be more cargo oriented, because like I said in the lore, if you watched any of my other videos in the past, I would have mentioned that in the lore, Bessemer City is a steel producing city based in sort of the Midwest area. So you of course find cargo boats moving up and down this river, if it was in my own city, of course. But I believe it's not in this case. But turning away from that, let's go over here. As you can see, this is the main downtown area of the map. Right over here, we have some rather large skyscrapers. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that a lot of these are inspired from the areas of Quebec City and Montreal in Quebec, Canada in real life. Especially this one, I believe that's Montreal, maybe Toronto, I'm not too sure. Over here, another one of those similar style buildings. If we look down for a second, we have some rather nice roads running through the city, actually. We have some nice brick pathways on either side of them, thinking of the pedestrians, of course. And we also have trees lining this roadway over here. So it brings a little bit of more detail and greenery into the middle of the city, which I really do like about the city. This is why I think it's one of the better cities ever made, because it brings a lot of detail, and also the texture pack really complements everything in the city really nicely. So moving on from that, it looks like over here we have a parking deck. This is of course where visitors and maybe even residents of the city will go park their cars. Let's just say if they're going to work in one of these towers, they'll go ahead and park their cars in here so they can cross the street and go to the downtown center. So, of course, parking is a necessary feature in any city, and so I really do like how this is included in this one as well. Over here, this is a sort of more American style building. It is inspired by one of the buildings in either Chicago or New York. I think I forgot what he said about this since he made this about like a year ago, I think at this point. But the detail inside of this building and outside is superb. I'm really trying to push for more builds sort of like this in my own city. You may have heard about that if you've been talking to me recently. But good job with the detail work over here. Over here it looks like we have some sort of like square or garden. Over here it looks like we have some more modern art oriented stuff. Like, I believe I've seen something like this in other major cities, because mainly in the southeast they have a lot of these sort of plazas where people can go and hang out and sort of enjoy the scenery and the greenery that's sometimes prevalent in cities in this area. But I'm sure a lot of other cities do this as well. So here's another example of that here in his city. Over here, it looks like we have a railroad track moving across the river and this sort of green truss bridge. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is a Pratt model, but don't count me on that. I forgot everything I learned about engineering in the past few years because of COVID. But over here, this is the main hospital of the region. So over here, it looks like this is sort of like the older wing of the hospital. Maybe this was here before everything else. And over here, this is sort of the more modern end of this hospital. I really do like how he blended both styles of building into one single building. Like right over here, we have older stuff. And I'd say this part maybe like 70s, 80s, maybe even 90s part of it. And this may be like, like a later 2000s, maybe 2010s addition to this building. So I really do like how he tied in different styles into this building. But let's go ahead and tour through this hospital really quickly, because I really do like how he did the interior. And this is another really good interior design thing that I think he does pretty well. And it is a good example of his great work in that regard. So over here, you have the emergency section. And of course, you have to have your Tim Hortons in anything pretty much. So over here, this is their main cafeteria for, I think, workers and patients to use at their own desire. This is the front desk area, obviously, and this is sort of like a lounge area. This may be for like people coming in to the hospital, waiting to get called on by the doctor, or maybe the families of patients who are in this hospital who may be waiting to get admitted to their room. Over here, looks like we have some restrooms, and it looks like we have different blocks. So over there is the blue block, and this is the green block. So let's go ahead and just check out the green block over here, and let's just go ahead and check out a standard hospital room. So this is the standard hospital room in this specific hospital. Over here, we have the main patient bed with cabinets on either side of here. This is sort of like the chairs, the seats that your, let's just say, relatives or doctors will be sitting at when explaining procedures and whatnot. And of course, you have to have your sink in order to wash your hands for sanitary purposes, especially in COVID times. But over here, as you can see, many of the hospital rooms are the exact same. I think there is more different buildings around in this part of the hospital, but I think that may be in a different wing of this building. So let's just go back through here and check out the rest of the map. Let's go ahead and go down through here, and I think this may be the orange block that we are now in. So over here, we have a nice little parking deck. that I actually really do like. It brings a little bit of natural light coming in through these windows through here, and which is always pretty necessary. You always, of course, have to have good ventilation in a parking garage, because if cars were running in here, which they of course will be, you don't want the whole entire area to be polluted with carbon monoxide and other carcinogens that result from the fumes of cars and other vehicles. So that's why you may have a lot of these sort of vent things. I think that's what he meant by these. It's sort of to circulate air throughout these parking garages, and it acts as yet another detail in this already massive complex. But let's go back through here and to the orange wing. So it looks like another reception desk with another patient waiting room. We have the elevators, and I believe these are the more intensive care units, because we have a more spacious room with more stuff going on it. So we have the bed, and we have these sort of curtains with the end rods acting as supports going through here, so the patient gets a little bit of privacy while they're staying here. This is sort of like another bed stand with a lamp on top of it, and of course the 2 more chairs and a sink going through here. But let's go ahead and move back through this building, because I want to find some other maybe x-ray rooms or something like that. So let's check over here actually. Okay, so this is just another restroom, and over here this is a rehab actually, and this is the exit and main offices of the hospital. We'll check that out soon. Over here, this is labeled as rehabilitation. So even bigger rooms with actually shared bathrooms. So this is I think for extended stay patients who are at this hospital that need to stay more time inside of this hospital. So they have access to their own restrooms, as you can see down in there once we are in there. Over here, we just have another maybe dining room area with another reception desk. But moving back through here, these are the main offices of the hospital. This is where the workers, of course, will take a break when it is their break time. So in here, we have a microwave. I believe that is a coffee maker, and we have some benches and stools and tables in here for the hospital workers to have their break on. Here's another staircase. We're actually not going to go upstairs just because I don't think there's any other different things up there, maybe aside from like an x-ray room or something, but we are already running out of time for this video, unfortunately, so we're not going upstairs. But over here, it looks like we just have another room. I'm not sure if this is actually another patient room, because there's an even larger bed, and looks like an executive's table. So I'm not too sure what's going on in here. But anyways, here's the exit right here, and we exit right out here into the main area. Over here, these are more apartment blocks and office buildings over here. We have a building under construction over here. That's pretty interesting. And this is a huge luxury suite building that we have over here. If we move in here, we have a nice little balcony over there, seats, TV over here. This is the sort of main kitchen area, and another balcony here, bedroom with a lamp table, and I believe there's something else over here. Oh wait, let me see. I think these are other apartment units in this place. So enough said about here. I do, like I said before, I really do like how he does his interiors. It's really simple, but it looks very nice, especially with these texture packs in here. It looks very modern, and especially it fits the vibe of the city, which is also very modern, even though, like I said before, it blends many architectural styles throughout the city. Over here, this is actually a hotel. So Sheraton Hotels and Resorts. So this little building over here is a hotel. Let's just see into one of the rooms real quick. So it's a pretty standard room, it looks like, with a little desk, nightstand, bed, and TV. And over there, I presume that is a bathroom. Here is another sort of commerce business. Sorry, I forgot the name of it. Office building. Sorry. But over here, looks like we have the railroad continuing over here. And I believe what Akuro is planning next is for this to be a tunnel moving underneath the hotel. So as you can see, he already has some of the tracks laid out. And he has more and more plans for the city to come. This is a definite sign that he is still working on things throughout his city, and there is still much more to enjoy. But unfortunately, we are once again out of time for this video. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to like the video and share it to your friends. And be sure to subscribe on your way out because we're trying to get to 20 subscribers. Anyways, I hope you enjoy your day and have a good one.